Dad's sixth round 5-word challenge story. Now, just to recap the words that you need to listen out for during the story, they are crowd, spell, bogey, insect, and dancing. The title of the story is The New House. Cody was an adventurous child. She loved nothing more than climbing trees, going on walks, and jumping in muddy puddles. So when her mum and dad said they were moving to a new house in the countryside, she was over the moon. "When are we going? How many sleeps?" the little girl kept asking. In the end, her parents made a countdown calendar, a bit like the advent calendar you might get next week to help count down the days before Christmas. The days ticked by, the excitement grew, and a week before moving day, Cody had even packed up her toys, books, teddies, and even her clothes. She really couldn't wait any longer. Moving day came, and big trucks appeared outside her window really early in the morning. They hadn't woken her up though, as she just couldn't sleep. Today was going to be an adventure. It was, however, really boring watching people pile boxes and furniture into the backs of these cavernous vehicles. They could hold so much stuff, but eventually, with everything out, it was time to say goodbye to the old house and set off for a new chapter in life. "Finally," she said. They hadn't even reached the end of the road before this excited child said, "Are we there yet? How long till we get there?" Her poor mum and dad just stared at each other, sighed, and turned the music up as if to try and drown out the noise. How rude, Cody thought, as she began to sulk before settling for just staring out of the window, a little deflated. Buildings made way for fields, busy roads for country lanes, and people for cows, pigs, and sheep. They were entering the countryside. A few winding roads later, Cody's wait was over, as the convoy turned into the driveway of the new house. Mum and Dad opened the door, and the excited little girl flew past them and into the house. Running wildly, she ran around to choose her new bedroom. Once chosen, it was time to explore the garden. Being in the country, the outdoor space was big, with lots of trees, bushes, and flower beds. There was even a tree house, but that was not all. At the very bottom, on its own, and hidden behind tall grass and weeds, was a small cottage. Cody just had to venture inside. It was also another adventure she had not expected, and one she would never experience again. She tried the door, and surprisingly, it was unlocked. With an old creak and a groan, it opened up into a small room with an open fireplace. But the most interesting features were the cauldron that sat on the floor in the middle of the room, and the shelves and bottles that lined one of the walls. Choosing to look at the bottles first, she examined the many different coloured liquids in bottles of all different shapes and sizes. "I wonder what all these are," she thought to herself. From the potions, she turned her attention to the large black pot which stood on the hard floor. It looked old, really old, and due to the dust, the little girl's nose began to twitch. She was going to sneeze. "Achoo!" The sound echoing around the small cottage. But when she sneezed, a large bogey shot out of her nose and vanished into the cauldron. "Ew, gross," she said. Upon impact, smoke began coming from the pot. A bubbling noise could be heard. Cody did not know what to do, but the initial reaction was, "Cool." The bubbling continued. The smoke kept changing colour, from red to yellow to pink and then green. It was like it was singing the colours of the rainbow. Eventually, it frothed and foamed and spilled over the top of the cauldron and onto Cody's shoes. This is when things got a little weird. Who knows what happened? Maybe the smoke knocked the child out. Perhaps she fainted. It could have been anything. But when the girl awoke, she was greeted by some very odd faces standing over her. "Am I dreaming?" she said, her head a little fuzzy. There was a collective laughter from those standing over her before one of them spoke. "If you are, darling, we must be too. But I assure you, we ain't dreaming. Hi, by the way, my name is Adamant. Pleased to meet your acquaintance, young lady," the insect said before introducing the other parties standing over her. "Wait, what? You're so big. How?" Again, the insects laughed before Adam, who must have been the leader, replied, "Well, little lady, it's been a long time since one of you human people things came to hang out with us down here." Cody looked around. The cauldron, the bottles, the room seemed huge. "Seems to me," Fred, the fire ant and head of security, began, "like that crazy lady was cooking up another spell of hers before, she disappeared." "Spell? What spell?" the confused girl said, getting to her feet. "It turns out that a witch, or crazy lady as the insects called her, used to make all sorts of weird potions, spells, and even stew in that cauldron of hers. Oh, there was some strange stuff going on around here. If you come across Robin, the robin bird, don't look at his tail feathers. Horrible lady once turned him into a squirrel, and we still can't work out how to get rid of that bushy tail of his," Adamant said with a little chuckle. "Anyway," he continued, "we always find that in situations like this, our best thinking is done after a big family party. So come on, people. I mean, ants. Let's get this party started." Cody almost forgot her circumstances as her dancing feet took over to the music of the house band, Adam Ant and the Insects. Adam was quite a good performer for an ant, the little girl thought. What she struggled with was why they were all dancing around a big ball. "Wait," the girl bellowed, suddenly feeling a bit sick at the thought of dancing around something that had shot out of her nose. Adamant dropped the mic at the sound of the girl's strained voice and scurried over. "Don't diss the gift from the ant gods, madam. This will feed us for a long time. And come to think of it, it landed about the same time as you did, actually." "Wait, no, I've cracked it," Adamant screamed. "Come on, everyone, let's get this little lady home again. Let the feast commence." Like flies round poop, or dung beetles around, well, poop, the ants tucked into Cody's big bogey, and the little girl began to feel a bit strange, fuzzy even. When she woke, the crowd had gone. The only music that could be heard was from the car radio as the car turned into the driveway of the new house. "Why do I get the feeling I've been here before?" Cody said to her parents, who just declared, "We're here." The end.